Hi, this is Hassan with HandyBros. Today we're gonna show you how to install a bidet sprayer with hot and cold water. Please check out our other videos related to the bidet sprayer installation, where we did the simple bidet sprayer installation to your toilet water supply, and also we did a video to show you different type of bidet sprayer hose and the best one available for the bidet sprayer, which is not going to burst and last forever. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, like our videos, and provide your comments and feedback. I'm gonna start with showing you different components and parts to install your bidet sprayer with the hot and cold water. We are going to tap into the hot and cold water supplies that feeds your vanity or the sink. This is a simple bidet sprayer with the holder for your sprayer and a PVC hose. I strongly recommend to use a strong PVC hose for your bidet sprayer because these type of hose are meant to operate under continuous pressure. The hose that comes with the bidet sprayer set that you might purchase are not meant for work under pressure. Please check out my another video where I compared multiple hoses and provided a recommendation for the best hose for your bidet sprayer out there. See description below for the video link. Next, we are going to need a 3x8 compression straight valve. So it's like 3x8 here, 3x8 here, and we're gonna need a 3x8 T. So there's 3x8 here, compression female, 3x8 compression, 3x8 compression. So this is what we're going to use at the valve for your water supply to your vanity or the sink. A thermostatic valve is gonna be a hot supply of water, a cold supply of water, and there's gonna be a mixed water out. And using the lever here, you can control how much hot or how much cold water do you want. A 3x8 compression braided supply line. We're gonna need 2 of those. So I'm gonna show you a basic setup of how these are going to connect with each other before I show you how to actually install them. This is a typical type of shut-off valve at your water supply to your vanity or sink with a 3x8. So you're gonna remove the supply lines to your vanity first from the hot water, and gonna do the same thing with your cold water. I'm gonna add a T here like this, the female compression side down. So your supply line to your vanity gonna come here. So basically we added a T, so the water kind of goes now 2 ways, one to your vanity, and here it's gonna go into the thermostatic mixing valve. I'm gonna install a supply line to the mixing valve. I'm gonna remove these, we don't need them. This is for a copper tube type installation. I'm gonna put the supply line here, and then from the hot water valve we're gonna install this first, and then we're going to install a supply line from the hot water, and here you're gonna feed into your sink or the vanity supply line faucet, and this is now going to go into here, the hot water side. So it's basically a very simple setup. Make sure you do every step right and carefully to avoid any leaks. I'm gonna remove this. We don't need it. I like to put a shut off valve here. It's gonna help me 2 ways. One, I can control the amount of water that is going to go into my bidet sprayer. Second purpose of this shut-off valve is that if you have something wrong with your bidet sprayer, you don't need to turn off your water here, and it's going to stop the water not only to your bidet sprayer but also going to stop the water to your vanity faucet. So you just shut it off here, your vanity will still have the water. And another use of this is like for time when you don't need to use your a bidet sprayer maybe for your longer period of time, maybe like for 1 month, a year, you can turn it off before you leave. Or if you have kids at home who starts playing with the water, so you can just turn it off here so that your vanity or the sink still have the water, but you can shut off the water for your bidet sprayer. So it really helps in multiple ways. If you don't want to use this, that's fine also. If you install a shutoff valve here that is 3x8 over here and 3x8 over here, you are going to need a bushing or an adapter that converts the 3x8 male into 1/2 inch male. Gonna go something like this. But if you are able to find a shutoff valve that is 3x8 inch here and 1/2 inch here, then your hose is going to attach directly to it. If you are not using the shutoff valve, the straight one here, you would still need this so that you can convert 3x8 into 1/2 inches, because typically all the hoses comes with a 1/2 inch connector. So in our case, we use a 3x8 shutoff valve compression straight style. I couldn't find a one that has a 3x8 compression here and a 1/2 inch on this side. So I purchased this adapter that converts your 3x8 male into 1/2 inch male, and then you can connect this here. So let me just go through the process again. This is going to be your existing shut-off valve for your vanity or sink. One for the hot water, one for the cold water. I didn't show it here. You're going to remove the existing water supplies. You're going to install a 3x8 here. One end of the 3x8 is going to feed into your thermostatic valve. The other end is going to feed to your existing supply lines for your vanity or sink faucet. Same thing is going to be done over here as well. So this is going to be installed on your hot water shutoff valve. One end is going to be installed to the thermostatic mixing valve, and the other end is going to be installed supply lines for your hot water faucet for your vanity or the sink. For your thermostatic mixing valve, you have cold water coming in, you have hot water coming in, and at the outlet I installed a straight valve so that I can have a better control of the water, and it kind of goes through into your sprayer. And this lever here you can use to control the desired temperature. It's just a little sensitive, so when you are adjusting the water temperature, just go a little at a time. And this screw is provided, so once you set it up, you can just tighten the screw so that no one else accidentally change the water temperature. Alrighty, so now I'm going to show you how to do the actual installation. We are going to start with turning off the water supply valve of your existing. So this is the existing water supply valve, and currently it feeds into your sink faucet. This is for the cold water, and this one is for your hot water. So turn it off and remove all your supply lines. So once you remove your supply line to your faucet, I'm going to install this T here. It's a compression fitting, so you shouldn't need the Teflon tape. After you install everything, if it leaks a little bit, you're gonna put the Teflon tape. You're gonna install it for the cold water. I'm gonna repeat the same for your hot water. Before you fully tight it, I'm going to just position it so that this is facing upwards, obviously for your connecting your supply lines to your sink faucet, and the other one is facing inwards, you know. So when I install everything kind of hides behind the pedestal of your sink. And then I'm going to use the cable ties later on to clamp everything and hide everything as much as I can. Tighten it, you know, again, do not apply a lot of pressure. Just be nice and gentle. You're gonna install the cold water supply line to the faucet on top here. And this one is also a compression fitting, so you shouldn't need a Teflon tape. But if you put a little bit of Teflon tape, it doesn't hurt. if the one on the top starts to rotate, so you can use a wrench or plier or 2 wrenches maybe, just kind of hold this one in place, you know, and then you can just tighten it a little bit. There you go. You're gonna repeat the same thing with the hot water. We're going to install the supply lines on the other end of the T adapter. We're gonna install it on the cold water side. I'm gonna do the same for the hot water side. It's a little tight space here. Maybe if you want, you can just install your supply lines on this here before you install the T adapter. So see what really works best for you. I have a shark bite valve. It kind of rotates because it's a compression fitting here. It doesn't mean that this is loose or something, but this is how the shark bite push connect fitting is, you know. So I have a little room here that I can play with. Alright, so this is pretty tight fit here. This is the other hand that would go into the thermostatic valve. I'm going to install the other one on the hot water side. So now we have the supply lines connected to the T adapter, the cold water and the hot water. Now we're going to install the thermostatic valve here. The one that says cold, so I'm going to install the cold on this side, and the hot one is going to be on the other side. Install this here. And same thing on this side here. Show you hand tighten everything first. So eventually this is going to hide behind here, so you can maybe hide it down here. After we connect the supply lines, cold water, hot water, to the thermostatic valve, this is your outlet for the mixed water to your hose. Again, this lever is to control the water temperature. After here, I'm going to install the straight shut-off valve here. So this way, when I have to turn off the water only for the bidet sprayer, I don't have to turn off the water over here. My faucet would still have the water supply. So we just added the straight valve over here. Now we're going to put a adapter which converts the 3x8 to 1/2 inch male. So this adapter, this is not a compression fitting or anything. So here you absolutely need to put a Teflon tip. So when you put your Teflon tip, make sure you rotate it in the clockwise direction so that when you are installing the adapter, it's going to just force the Teflon tape in the same direction. There you go. This is going to kind of come here. You don't need to tighten it much because when you install your hose here, it's gonna do the job, you know. Just make sure you hand tighten everything first, and then maybe use the plier just to do maybe a quarter turn to half turn, you know. So now we are going to add the bidet sprayer here. So this one you only need to hand tighten, no plier or anything. We're going to install the holder for your sprayer. So you have two options. You can either put it here at with your toilet tank, or you can unscrew this and maybe just mount it on the wall over here, or if you have a vanity, you can just mount it here. So this one is remove the cap and then pull up. This is going to be right here. That's it. So now I'm going to turn on the water and check for any leaks. I'm going to turn this part off. So when it is perpendicular to the direction of your inlet and outlet, it means it's off. And this here means this is on. So here you have the direction as well. So this is a quarter turn straight valve. Turn it off. I'm going to start with turning on just the cold water a little bit. Make sure there's no leaks or anything. Alrighty. Looks good. Make sure you check every single connection. If it is already wet before, make sure you wipe it off with a paper towel and just keep watching for a couple of minutes. There's no leak or anything. Now I'm going to turn on hot water. Alright. It's on. I see no leaks. Nothing. All looks good. Alrighty, so at this point you should be really getting the water in your faucet. So let's turn it on. Alright, so you got water to your faucet. Okay, so yeah, I can feel the hot water here. I can feel the cold water, so this is perfectly fine. So this part is all good. Alright, so now we're going to turn this water supply here. Just a little bit. There you go. So see, no leaks. Looks pretty dry, neat. Everything is dry. So there's no leak over here either. So this looks all good. So if you encounter some leaks on this side because of the adapter, you may just unscrew it, and instead of one rubber washer, maybe use 2 or 3. So that the gap kind of reduces and you are able to tighten it, so that it's like a complete seal. Now we are going to test the bidet sprayer. So you see, like it's like such a high pressure. If someone turns it out completely, you see the water starts to splatter. That's why I have this here. I can turn it off slightly so that I can control the water. So this is completely off here. Now I just turn it out a little bit. So I just press it all the way down and then turning on these valves here until I get the pressure that I prefer. Otherwise, if anyone uses it, it's going to splash a lot of water. So that's why I get a better control. So this is all the pressure that I need. Once everything is set, now I'm going to set the water temperature. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just turn it all the way to the hot water. And just hold it for a couple of minutes. There you go. I can feel the hot water here. Obviously, it's warm right now because that's coming from the hot water line, and it eventually gets to the hottest point that you have set your water heater. So it's getting warm now. Once you get your hot water to a steady temperature, all you need to do is start turning the valve a little bit towards the cold side, just a little bit at a time until you get the desired temperature you want, Yeah, I think for me it's a little bit of cold here. I want to do a little hot now. Right. That looks good to me now. Again, it might take a couple of tries until you find your sweet spot. Gonna show you how we did the bidet spray install where we had a vanity. So this is the same connection, the hot water, the T-ADAPTOR, one goes to your faucet, the other one is feeding the thermostatic mixing valve. Same goes to the cold water, the straight shut-off valve, and then this here goes down to here, all the way to the bidet sprayer. So we did 2 things here. One, we did the hole here about 1 inch in diameter, just wide enough the end of the hose can pass through it. To make it look cleaner, the thermostatic mixing valve, we use like 2 wires we did a small 1/8 inches hole on top and bottom here and here, and then tied it from the other side. Like, we removed this drawer and then tied it from the other side. You can even use the cable ties or anything, or if you want, you can even connect your thermostatic valve to maybe the pipe here, just holding in place, since this vanity would be closed like this, so it looks pretty clean.